Inside each module are 4 battery cells. Their advanced laminated design allows them to fit snugly under the leaf floorboards. This doesn't just optimize cabin space, it also gives the Leaf a low center of gravity for seriously fun handling.
Uh-huh. Yes, that's right. That guy, the voiceover guy, said it. Seriously fun handling. You thought that there was an oxymoron, right? Electric car, seriously fun handling. Yeah, I can see it in your eyes. The Leaf is a pretty sporty, fun to drive kind of car. It is for a couple of reasons. The first reason is that this battery pack is held low and centralized between the axles of the vehicle. So it's got a low center of gravity, which makes it handle a lot better than other cars. The second reason is that it's got the electric motor that sits over the front wheels. And that electric motor produces 80 kilowatts of power. That 80 kilowatts roughly translates into about 109 horsepower. Ooh. Now I'm seeing in your eyes, you're like, wow, 109 horsepower, you know, my lawnmower has that. Okay, well, it doesn't really indicate how much power the car has, because horsepower is what keeps you moving. What gets you moving?
Torque.
Torque, that's right. Okay, so we got some guys in here that know that. All right, torque is what gets you moving. Electric motors put out 100% of their torque at 0 RPM. So, right off the line, the Leaf is actually one of the faster cars in the Nissan lineup, 0 to 30 miles an hour. So, right up to that city speed limit. All right. Okay. At about 31 miles an hour, a car called the GTR, which is also with the Nissan lineup, takes it. Okay. It is a front-wheel drive vehicle. The electric motor does sit over the front axle. There is one reduction gear, so there's not a conventional gearbox like you would think that you have in an automatic transmission or a CVT transmission. Just one reduction gear. That gives the Leaf a top speed of about 90 miles an hour. It does use regenerative braking. Does anyone understand what I mean by that? Okay, can you explain that to me? Do you
Back
feel
EMF.
Huh?
Back EMF.
Back
Well,
EMF?
basically you use the energy that you use in the brain to recharge the battery.
Yeah, excellent. Good explanation. Okay. So it takes the energy and recharges the battery every time you brake or when you let off the gas pedal. Okay. Whoops, sorry, not gas pedal. Accelerator. The batteries are held under the floor of the vehicle. Each of these things that you see in here that looks like a big sardine can. I see your mouth watering right now. You're thinking of Caesar salads. That's not a sardine can, folks. You can't eat these. That's actually a module. There are 48 of those. They contain 4 individual laminated lithium-ion battery cells. Each of those is networked to the computer on board to give you an idea of such things as driving range and rate of discharge or rate of charge, etc., etc. The total capacity of the batteries is 24 kilowatt hours, which roughly translates into 100 miles for every charge up to 100%. The batteries themselves are warranted for 8 years or 100,000 miles. And Nissan has been working on electric vehicles since the 40s, actually. Anybody want to guess why Nissan built an electric vehicle in 1947? Yeah, there wasn't much gas around because of an embargo, because of a world war. Yeah. So they had to meet the supply of an emerging population. So electric vehicles were one way to do it. In the 70s and 80s, you can see the design studies and concept cars. Nissan actually got pretty serious about battery technology in terms of research and development in the early 90s. They formed a partnership with NEC, AESC is the name of it, and they manufacture the batteries that you see here. Okay, so these are built in-house by Nissan. In 1996, Nissan actually showed the world the first EV to be powered with lithium-ion batteries. So think of this Prairie Joy here as the great-grandfather of the Leaf. Okay? Battery technology has advanced a lot in the 20 years or 10 years since we've been working on batteries, and this is sort of the culmination of what you see here. Again, the warranty is 8 years or 100,000 miles on the batteries, but how are you going to fill up your electric car? What do you think? What would you do? Anybody? Plug it in, right? So you're going to have to plug it in somewhere. You're going to have to charge it, like your cell phone or laptop, computer, or something like that. So you've got 3 choices. In the trunk of every Nissan Leaf, there's, what's the word I'm looking for? It's a long thing. It plugs into the, what's that called? Extension cord. Yes, that's it. Extension cord. Okay, we call it a trickle charger, but it is a really fancy extension cord. One end plugs into the front of the car with the J1772 SAE plug. The other end plugs into the wall of your house or your garage or your neighbor's place if you want to steal their electricity. That is 120 volts of charge. Okay, it's the lowest rate of charge, and that will take 18 hours to charge the Leaf.
Really?
That's from 0 to 100%. So who thinks that 18 hours is a bit long? Okay, yeah, I tend to agree with you. The trickle charger in the trunk is there to, in case of emergency. If you get to someplace and you need to charge up but you don't have any other option. The main option for most Leaf owners, or for every Leaf owner, is an at-home charging dock. And that's on the wall behind you there. They have the same J1772 plug on them. So gentlemen, in the sweater and the blue shirt, if you could put your finger or thumb on the silver button and just pull that out of the charger. Put your thumb on the silver thing. There you go. That is the J1772 SAE plug. Thank you, Vanna. That is the standard for all electric vehicles moving forward. So every EV in the future is going to have a port in it for that plug. Those at-home chargers will charge at a rate of 240 volts, and that will take about 8 hours to fully charge the Leaf. Okay, so while you're sleeping, you're charging your car. Now, if you're looking for something a little faster than that, the EV project in the United States is unveiling an infrastructure of DC fast chargers. They are capable of charging a Leaf up to 80% full in 30 minutes. Okay. If you have questions about the EV project or the location and installation of those charging stations, there is somebody here in our recharge lounge at the end of your tour. You can speak with them about it. I don't have the capacity in my brain anymore to remember all of those facts and figures. I do know that Portland already has one in place somewhere downtown near the World Trade Center. Okay, and you will get about 50 more fast charging stations. So 50 more 30-minute chargers, and ultimately you'll get about 1,000 more of the 8-hour charging stations for public use. Where they'll be, I don't know. How much they'll cost, I don't know. Ultimately, the plan with the EV project is to have an infrastructure of charging stations all along the I-5 corridor from the Mexican border all the way up to the Canadian border. And that should be a reality within the next year, I've been told. So 3 types of charging for the Leaf. Which one comes with the car?
The 120 and the
120 and
240.
The 240 you got to get installed at your house, but you can take the 120 with you, the extension cord. How many miles is the warranty good for? 100,000. Okay. Now, I didn't engineer or design the car, but I can answer some questions, so I'll take 3 or 4 in this room.
Can you overcharge these? Is there a something where you can't do it?
Yeah. The computer on board will regulate the rate of charge based on the voltage. That's one of the reasons why with the quick charger you only charge to 80%. Because the computer will slow down that rate of charge so as not to overcharge, so like overfilling a glass. Yeah, so the computer on board regulates that. He had his hand up first and then you can.
Do you guys, does Nissan plan to sell the charging station with the car?
You can wrap up the cost of the at-home charging station into the total cost of the car, much like you'd maybe wrap up the closing costs of a house into the total mortgage kind of thing. So potentially, yeah, you can do that.
What's the weight of the complete battery pack?
It's 600 pounds at 0% electricity, and it's 605 pounds at 100%. I'm kidding. I'm joking. I'm just kidding.
Electronic.
The electric doesn't have any
Yeah,
weight.
they are.
It's 600 pounds full or empty. One question?
When you're driving the car, how far down does it deplete to? Like 30%?
0. You can run out of charge. Yeah.
Because like the volt goes down to 30%, and then you have to, the engine kicks on, but that's different.
We don't have any.
I know.
That's it. We're all electric. No tailpipe, no engine. Any question? 1, 2 more questions?